Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and yeah. Good thing, Sarah, this canyon right here.
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Ms. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say that basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody, and good morning over here in the West Coast. It's 11:24 on this 16th of June. We're broadcasting you live from Tijuana, Mexico. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining. We're live at Facebook and we're live at YouTube. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting and independent media, buy me a coffee. It's on top of the link. And also our PayPal is on the description box. Thank you so much for cooperating because we are people funded. So thank you for cooperating for us to continue. God bless you guys. Let's get right into it, people. Another riot on the migrant station that is called Siglo XXI. This migrant station, it is located in Tapachula, and this is one of the pictures that it was taken, and it was filtered from a migrant, and it was filtered to a family member. This was a riot that occurred in this migrant station that is located in Tapachula. The Tapachula, it is the city that connects to Guatemala, specifically a municipal city that is called Ciudad Hidalgo. I have visited this particular shelter in this particular migrant station 3 times already. We have traveled to this migrant station. Now, for everybody, before I start, reading and before I start giving you guys video of one of the activists that he is really, against this migrant station, one of the activists that is called Luis Villagran in his statements. Before I start giving you facts, this is other facts that I need you to understand what this migrant station and the problematics that this migrant station over there in Tapachula, that they're awaiting for the visa transit so they can move to the north border of Mexico with the United States of America. The problems right there in this migrant station is that there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of drugs, There's distribution of drugs, distribution of narcotics, distribution of tobacco. There's people that they're paying amounts of money to the officers. There's corruption with ACNUR, that is the Association of the United Nations with Refugees. There's corruption with the COMAR, that is the Commission of National Refugees from Mexico. There is corruption all over the place. And they have more than 800 migrants inside of this place. So the article was released by Now Noticias, that is of our colleague over there. And it was written by Mario Ulberto. And the article says this, that, apparently a good amount of migrants, they beginning to be violent. And they were asking, because they were asking for money for them to get them out. This started because of the corruption of the officers. The officers started saying, you know what, you want out of the migrant station, this is the amount of money that you're going to pay. And the amount of money that they're asking, around $400, $500 to $1,000 for you to get out, for you to get the visa transit, for you to move on, and for them to leave you alone. So this is another picture of them laying down as a protest right there. And it says it transcended, the article says it transcended into undocumented people, that they were on contact with, on phone contact with activists and defenders of humanitarian rights. These activists, they are on the same ideology that American activists. They're on the same, on the same wing and on the same idea that they, that they want to push the massive migration into no borders, no walls, no country at all. So it says this transcended after activists and, defenders of humanitarian rights for migrants, they told them, hey, you know what? They're asking us for money. There's a lot of corruption in here. There's a lot of things going on. We're tired of it. We're running out of hunger. We're, running out of water. This is unhuman, what is going on in this, people, for everybody to know. All of this, it is provoked by one thing only. It is provoked by the United Nations and their globalist compact of immigration and their globalization for immigration. And it says right here that it says that humanitarian rights who expose that for them to be liberated, that is nominated now, this migrant station, Siglo XXI, is nominated now the prison of 21st century of the INAMI. So it's not a migrant station anymore. It is a prison. And they are saying that the police officers, for them to release them, they're asking them $500 to extend their freedom. And, and also the article says that it's unfortunate that, our president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, has also, again, reclaimed to support these kind of activities to be continued, to support the migration to continue into the part of, of Tapachula. So this is one of the pictures right here. It is just amazing what is going on. This migrant station has suffered so much. And this migrant station has suffered people so much, has put people into suffering. Now, I'm not blaming, I'm not blaming the migrants. Really, I'm not. The treatment that they're doing to these people is inhuman. A lot of people on the live feed are going to say, and the excuse and the justification that is incompetent, they're going to say, well, why they're coming, Oscar Blue? They should stay in their own country. They're migrating. So if they're migrating illegally or irregularly, that is not a justification for people to be treated as animals, really. So what it needs to happen is for them to educate them and to tell them this is not, this is not a good way to migrate. This is not migrating correctly. This is not migrating, the way that it's supposed to be. There's a process for you to migrate. This is a process for you to migrate. Don't violate the migration laws of Mexico. There's laws in Mexico that they need to be respected, but apparently, these people, they don't understand that. So they mass migrate. And everything was provoked ultimately now by an invitation by the president of the United States of America. This is why the president of Guatemala said, stop sending mixed signals. This is why the interview with Ms. Sarah Carter with the congressman from Guatemala said, you know what? We want trade. We don't want aid. What it means is better our infrastructure, better our countries with jobs, bring your capitalism so it's a win-win for you, win-win for us. And this is, amazing how all of these things that they're happening inside of Tapachula, the suffering of these people, more than 15,000 migrants from Haiti are awaiting, more than 15,000 are awaiting for the promises of Joe Biden. And this is actually happening under the administration of the Democrats right now. And nobody's talking about it. You're not going to see no leftist media talking about this. You're not going to see it. It is horrible because this migrant station, ultimately, right now, it is now turned into a prison. But not only that, people, not only that is turned into a prison, it's corruption all around. It's just money, as I have said before, and I have said again, and I will say it again for everybody that is watching. The most lucrative business right now in the borders, it is the asylum and refugee seeking. After these, I will show you a couple of pictures, more pictures right here. But this is the actual, riot that is occurring right now, and that it was controlled. Now, the quantity of migrants that they're saying that they're rioting, it's around 800. And the statement by one of our journalists that is our contact over there, he said this. He said that on this day, on January 15, on June 15, of June 15, the corruption inside for migrants to get out, it was the number one thing that provoked this riot. The officers were asking for $500 or plus to let them out and to let them free. Approximately 800 migrants, they were rioting against federal agents from the Institute National of Immigration and ultimately also the National Guard. There's an activist, huge activist over there by the name of Luis Villagran. And after this development started, catching news, this actually happened. He came out. And he has come out so many times. He was criticizing Donald Trump first. He was saying, oh, no, Donald Trump is the worst president. Donald Trump is this. Donald Trump is that. And he was advocating for Joe Biden. This is the actual guy that I have put you guys video about, that migrants were destroying a piñata when Joe Biden came into the office because Joe Biden did not keep his promise. So Joe Biden did not keep his promise, and this guy was mad. This guy right here, he provokes a lot of mass migration. He's the one that supports the caravans, and he's defender of pro-migrant. So look at his statements that he says right here in terms to this event that is happening in the migrant station in Siglo XXI. Why the leftist media in the United States of America is not talking about this? Why did not Kamala Harris visit this part of the border so she can actually see with her own two eyes how this provocation and this mistake by the administration, the current administration of the United States, what has provoked and what are the effects of her of her statements? So hear this out by this activist. Look, I will translate what he says. The volume is low, but I will translate. He's saying, good evening. Apparently last night, around 500 to 600 migrants, they started rioting at this migrant station. And, they are inconform and they are mad and they're upset because of the reason that, ultimately they say that they have humanitarian visas, but they're detained. The protesters or the rioters and the migrants, that they are legally right here in our country of Mexico. that some of them have their humanitarian visa and some of them have the permit of COMAR, that is the Commission of Refugees of Mexico. And they asked the Institute National of Immigration why they were detained. So this is this was bound to happen, people. This was going to happen. At a one particular point, these people are going to get tired. It's exactly how I just went through right now in the morning to the migrant camp right here at the Chaparral. That migrant camp has extended all the way to the other side of the corner, taking away parking lots from workers that they work actually on, on the port of exit, actually federal agents, actually customs that they work on the Mexican side. So they have taken away parking lots from the personnel that works on the Mexican port of entry, on the Mexican port of exit from the United States. So the migrant camp has grown so much that this is a provocation, people. This is bound to happen. If you have a lot of people, congestion, and you have a lot of people on desperation, they're going to do desperate things. Because they're going to be desperate that nobody's helping them, that Joe Biden lied. And now that Joe Biden lied, they're going to say, we're not leaving. We're going to stay here and we're not going to move. We're not even going. I'm already here, so I'm just going to wait. So this guy practically saying more than 500, and they were protesting because they were detained under no charge because they have a humanitarian visa and a permit of COMAR. And also they saying that the officers they put a piece of paper for the migrants to sign so they can resign to their rights of their humanitarian visas. I don't know what they did that, and I don't know if this guy is saying the truth. And they wanted it to sign a piece of paper that it says that if they get deported and they get returned back, they cannot return to Mexico for more than 5 years. And he's saying this is against the law. This is against the law. So ultimately, after that, what happened was that the officers were forcing the migrants. My God, this corruption. Holy cow. And this corruption is coming to the United States of America. All of this that is happening on south border, it is coming to the USA. I'm sorry. For every American that is hearing this, all of this that is happening over here, it is happening right now at your borders. So this taking advantage, they're basically forcing the migrants to sign a piece of paperwork for them to tell them, I'm going to deport you and you're not going to be able to return for 5 years. It is against the law. But in that little space, they say, but if you don't want to sign this piece of paper, you can actually pay $500. And, I will let you go. So actually, it's blackmail. They're forcing them. This is a lucrative business. This is why the United Nations needs to be stopped. Needs to be stopped. The United Nations is the one that is provoking this, not nobody else. The United Nations is the one that is provoking a global migration. And if governments from the United States and from Mexico, if government of the United States and from Mexico are accepting this globalization, well, countries are going to be destroyed at their borders. Look what is happening in the United States and Mexico. Look what is happening to Mexico and Guatemala. Look what is happening in Europe when the mass migration started happening. So this is practically the problem that he's explaining. Let me just put a little bit more, and then I will cut it. They say that more than 50 migrants hurt police officers, and they were taken to the ministerial police to take statements and to put statements of what is happening and what happened inside, because all these 50 migrants supposedly fought the National Guard officers, and also they were hurt. So they are given statements. So it's I'm asking to the humanitarian rights, and I will cut the video right there. The last thing that he says, I'm asking the humanitarian rights, and he's right on this last thing. He's right. And I'm sorry if somebody gets butthurt, but he's right on this last thing. He says, I'm asking the Commission of Human Rights. I'm asking the International Commission of Human Rights. I know that the volume is low. But the guy has a really bad, audio. So I'm trying to, translate. He says right here, I'm asking all the commissions of international rights to please step in, and also the government of Mexico to please step in, so they can not only because he's saying I'm defending the integrity of the migrants, but I'm defending the integrity of the police officers and the federal agents. This is a corruption. This is a cancer, people, that is spreading all over our country and is going to the borders of the United States of America, and is going right now to the United States of America right now. And it is on the side of the United States of America right now. After I finish my video, I want you to go to see my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, that he's live in McAllen, Texas. And he's going to show you guys how the organized crime and el cartel, how the cartel has taken over not only the side of the border of Mexico, but now they control the American side of the border. That is the problem right there. That is danger. That is a red flag right there. That's supposed to be an eye-opener for the President of the United States of America, for Alejandro Mayorkas, that is the head chief of the Department of Homeland Security, and for all Border Patrol agents and custom agents. If they're controlling the other side of the border, it's done. So you have to be really careful. So this kind of corruption that is happening right here in Tapachula, it would not be happening if our door and if our borders were organized. You understand what I mean? Our borders now are controlled on the other side by the United Nations. Our borders in Mexico are controlled now by ACNUR. Our borders in Mexico are controlled, and the south border are controlled by ACNUR, globalist organizations, nonprofit organizations, activists like this man. They are controlled now. So these people are the ones that they say, I want to talk to the humanitarian rights. I want the authorities to step in. I want this. I want that. When law and order and the government of Mexico are the ones that they should take the decision of who is the one that should be in charge. No activists, no nonprofit organizations, no globalistic organizations. The country, the Constitution itself, law and order, the authority from the same country are the ones that they should be taking decisions on who are they going to let in and who do not. So this kind of corruption, it is slowly moving, and it's already in the borders of the United States. Look what is happening over here with the fake marriages. Look what happened with the case that we exposed the other day, not too long ago, about a migrant being blackmailed with $3,500, and they drop a link making believe that they were ICE agents. With a document that it says that the seal of the Department of Homeland Security. Ridiculous. These kind of things are continuously happening in the borders. So why it is continuing? Oh, Oscar Blue, this was happening before. So that makes it okay, you dumbass, if it was happening for 20, 30 years. So if it happened for 20, 30 years, there's no chance that it's being corrected now. So there's not going to be no way that we can correct it now. So if it has been happening for more than 20, 30 years, it makes it okay to happen for another 20, 30 years. Is this right here, people? It is a domino trickle effect. It's going to your border. It's going to your border. So these kind of riots, they're an example that there has been so-called kind of riots over here in our borders. You have seen the border of El Paso when they, hundreds of Cubans try to rush the border of El Paso, and they were threatening to rush the border of El Paso. You have seen how the border in Tijuana, these activists from the United States of America try to take over a shelter multiple times, and now they have a humongous mess right there in a port of entry, an international pedestrian port of entry It is closed because of these activists of the United States that they're riding under the wing of the United Nations. This is why the United Nations is bad. It's a cancer that spreads all over your country. And you give the power to these kind of activists and you get the power to nonprofit organizations. This is why Joe Biden wants to send $4 billion to nonprofit organizations instead of sending it to trade, not aid, like the congressman from Guatemala said yesterday. It's amazing, people. These are another picture that it was shown to me. Another picture that it was shown to me right here. You're going to see a couple of pictures that they were dropped in my inbox. Let me just put this picture right here, so you can see actually how they were laying down right now. Protest. It is just amazing, man. These kind of things, the leftist media doesn't want to talk about it. Look at this picture. This is sad to see people like this, man. These are human beings. And the only ones that they're profiting of this are, the nonprofit organizations, the globalists. Where is the tabloid writer? Where's your philanthropist? Your Soros right here. Where is the United Nations protecting the humanitarian rights? Where is it? Where is it? There's a comment right here that says, I am pro-Trump, but please stop blaming the United States government. This is a product of the cynical of the migrants that they want to enter freely. No, señora Gloria, usted está equivocada. Déjeme corregirla y déjeme meterle un poquito de lo que ha estado sucediendo. Let me address this comment, and I know that you can know how to speak English. This problem started because globalist leaders started bringing a globalist compact of immigration to your country and to my country. Who incentivized this to happen? The Biden administration. Who incentivized that is the United States government now? It is the Biden administration who represents the United States of America. I'm sorry if it hurts, but it's not the problem of the migrants. The migrants are coming because somebody else is telling them it's open. Believe me, because before, when the Trump administration was in effect, Mexico was the one that it was telling them, come in, come in. Mexico government, not the United States government, because Trump said, hey, there's only this amount of cases that we're going to take of refugee, and the process is going to stay in Mexico policy, and ultimately, there's a process for you to enter, right? In the Barack Obama administration in 2015, he was bringing the globalist compact of immigration. He made Enrique Peña Nieto sign it, the Mexican president. And Barack Obama was like, bring it over. So 15,000 people from Haiti landed in Tijuana at that particular time, and they all started migrating to over there. So they had it ready for this to happen. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, this would have been extended like you don't even imagine. But now you have a humongous problem, and I'm sorry if it hurts, but this is because somebody incentivized these people to come and come and come and come. Do you saw 21,000 unaccompanied minors in 1 month and under the past administration? I'm just asking. I'm just asking right now. Do you saw in the past administration kids being dropped off as it were pieces of meat on the other side of the wall? That probably was happening, but it was that viral. Did you saw the detention centers flooded with a COVID pandemic right now, like it is right now because of this incentivization? Let's accept the mistakes of every administration, and let's be honest with each other. I'm not for a political party. I'm not going to pander you. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, yes, the United States. No, I'm an independent. I'm in the middle. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. So I will tell you like it is. This is a fault of because of past failed policies that they have not done correctly. This is a fault also of Republicans that they're rhinos, that they haven't fought for their country. And ultimately now you have the Democratic Party that they're extremely communistic and they have this open border ideology. It is what it is. You have Republicans that they don't give an ass about what is happening at the border, and all of a sudden, when they're going to get close to election, oh yeah, I want the border wall, right? I want to protect the country now, right? And you got the Democratic Party that is a complete mess and a complete disaster. Isn't it right? Don't get your feelings hurt, but it's the reality. So this is one of the pictures that is right now in the center. Wow, man, this is horrible, man. This is just horrible. This is inhuman, man. Whoever is doing this, the Mexican government has failed so bad. Failed so bad. The Mexican government has failed so bad with immigration. This is the Mexican government fault also. This is the president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, for re-signing the Globalist Compact of Immigration. If he would not re-sign this Globalist Compact, we would not have nonprofit organizations, liberals, and activists from the United States in our borders working without a permit. We would not have extreme child trafficking, extreme human smuggling, extreme abuse towards women and migrant women. You would not have kidnappings to migrants as an excessive manner, because they were before and it have existed before, but would not have it at a percentage that is an all-time high for insecurity for migrants. We would not have that. But no, our incompetent president re-signed the Globalist Compact, and he was waiting for another one to be open borders. And who's that? Biden. And we have been telling you guys this before Trump was going to end his term. We told you, if Biden gets into office, this is going to happen. ¿Qué pasó? So we were lying or what? Stop blaming the American administration. Stop blaming the American government. Son santos ellos, bajan del cielo y no tienen nada que ver. Right? The one that is representing the United States of America right now around the world, it is the 46th president, whether you like it or not. His name is Joseph Biden. The vice president is Kamala Harris. It is the Biden administration. All right? So if they're making a mistake of inviting all these people, and now all of a sudden you go to Guatemala and says, do not come. I'll change my mind. Do not come. So you told everybody 125,000 I'm going to admit a year. But all of a sudden you change your mind, and you know the humongous problem that exists with this mass migration, and you're like, oh, you know what? Do not come. No, ya la cagué, ya metí la pata, no, hombre, hijo de la chica. Diles do not come. Diles do not come. Tell them do not come. Tell them, Kamala. So this is actually problems that are occurring right now down south in Tapachula. Riots, more than, the activist is saying 500 to 600. But, our journalist contact over there and friend, he's telling us that 800 of them, they were rioting. This is a sad picture, man. This is sad to see. So I wanted to touch another topic for you guys, because this is around the neighborhood of our friend, and my friend and partner, Anthony. And I wanted to talk about this. This is that K Fox has been doing. I don't know if it's K Fox, Anthony, but I don't know who has been. Oh no, they're not. This is not the network that has been doing hit pieces on you. They do hit pieces. There's this network in El Paso who, man, they don't get no likes. Nobody visits their pages, man. This leftist network. And this leftist network, nobody visits that page, man. Nobody. But when they put Anthony's face over there, it got like 500 likes and like 70,000 shares and all this kind of. And he's gone, and nobody visits that network, man. It's just a false. It's just they're gone, man. So this is what is actually happening in El Paso. El Paso has been having problems with unaccompanied minors a lot. El Paso has been having problems with unaccompanied minors. And this is a humongous problem. And let me see if I can, let me see. I see you right here. I see you right here, Anthony. Let me see if I can invite you so we can talk about this for a minute. And then you can say something. I don't know if you want to come in the live feed, bro. But if you want to come in, I'll send you the link right now. I'll send you the link if you want to come in and talk about this. I don't want to sound unprofessional, people, but I'm doing this right now. Shoot me the link. All right. Yeah. So let me just copy the link. Copy the link. And let me just send you the link. There you go. There you go. Pegar. There you go. You got the link, bro. So this is a problem that I want to talk about because this is a huge problem. The unaccompanied minors. And nobody else can relate and nobody else can talk about this better than him. This is actually his hometown. And he's actually in, my brother is actually in McAllen, Texas right now. You got the link right there, Anthony. So whenever you're ready, just tell me. All right. So this is Arizona was the one that it was receiving more unaccompanied minors. For everybody that is watching, Arizona and all the borders of Sonora with Arizona was the one that it was receiving more unaccompanied minors, more than anybody else. One of the most Ajo, Arizona, it was totally unsecure when you got a really radical leftist organization that is called No More Deaths over there. That they have been busted so many times with unaccompanied minors and, and children and people that they have bad records and all this kind of stuff. So, it has been something that has been continuously happening in Arizona. And you get this right here. That is an article that it was released by KFOX on Tuesday, June 15. And it says right here, 24 missing El Paso children found in a joint operation. This also brings me back to the article that I read you guys yesterday, that children are going under stress. And they are, suffering a lot of stressful, it's backfiring on them. It's just horrible. And all of this kind of stuff, nobody talks about it, man. Where's the leftist media on this? Where are they? Really, where are they talking about this? The children. Nobody talks about the End Child Trafficking Act now, which, again, a lot of people are going to say, oh, my God, Oscar Blue, again, you're telling me about the End Child Trafficking Act now. Yes, I'm going to tell you about it. How many times I want to. End Child Trafficking Act now, pushed by Marsha Blackburn, Senator Republican by Tennessee. Go and Google it. Go and search it. Push a letter. Do something about it, please. Do something about it, because that law that is the End Child Trafficking Act now, it is punishable to adults for as 10 years in prison for federal and 10 years of federal prison if they are trafficking a child that is not their child, or if they're trying to recycle a children that is, using it for specifically reasons of, practically trying to achieve the political asylum. So you got this article that is released by KFOX, and it says 24 missing El Paso children found in the joint operation. And it says right here, the article says it was written by Erika Esquivel, El Paso, Texas, KFOX 14, CBS 4, a multi-agency effort led by Homeland Security Investigations and the Texas Department of Public Safety found 24 missing and runaway children throughout El Paso County and Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Wow. The week-long operation conducted mid-May is ongoing. The Paseo del Norte Center of Hope. I've been there. I know Paseo del Norte. This says the El Paso Center of Children and Youth and Outreach and Housing Divisions and Dropped-In Center also assisted. This is the first time that more than 15 area agencies and non-governmental organizations collaborated to locate missing children, reported throughout the National Crime Information Center and local law enforcement agencies. Look at what it says right here. Look what it says, the article. Look what the article says right here. It says, this is the first time that more than 15 area agencies and non-governmental organizations. Why are nonprofits participating in federal and federal researches? Why are nonprofits giving them the authority to be collaborating to search for a minor or to search for a child? Who are they? Who gave them that power for them to be doing this kind of task and doing this kind of work? Who gave them that power? This is why I've been telling you guys, the NGOs need to be audited immediately. All the NGOs need to be audited, all and every single one of them. You don't know who is working on those NGOs. You don't know actually who is in those NGOs and who's actually participating in those NGOs. So let me bring Anthony right here on the live feed for you guys to talk to him, and I'll ask him this question. What's going on, brother? Anthony. Anthony. Anthony, you there? Anthony, you there? I can hear your audio, but I cannot hear you. I can hear your audio, but I cannot hear you. So I'll wait a minute before he comes into the live feed, and I will put the article back in. So this is the problem. This is the humongous problem. You know, nobody puts, okay, here it is. Here it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, how you doing, brother?
How you doing, guys?
So you're live in McAllen, Texas. You arrived yesterday, bro.
Yes, I'm actually out here in Del Rio, Texas right now. I will be going over to McAllen in probably the next couple of days.
So I wanted to talk to you about
around from bus to bus and then being put on a private tarmac is an issue. A lot of these kids don't have parents that are going to be overlooking their well-being. Okay. And unfortunately, right now, what's happening in El Paso, we have over 3,000 unaccompanied minors right now that are being housed in our military base inside of Fort Bliss. Oscar, that seems to be a problem to me because from Fort Bliss, military servicemen and women, meaning people that are in the Army, go missing without a trace, never to be seen again. So why on earth, whose idea would be to go and stick these children in a military installation where people go missing, never to be seen or heard from again? It baffles my mind. Also, we've been having, like I was telling you just a few seconds ago, many kids trafficked from, I don't know where they're coming from, but we see these tour-like buses that are moving these kids around El Paso and the El Paso area. And as you see some of these behaviors from some of the bus drivers that are carrying these kids, it's pretty neurotic. Some of the behavior that these mature grown-up adults that are overlooking these kids, it's troublesome, Oscar.
But who this is the problem, bro, that you and me, we have been emphatic about this. Who in the hell gave them the authority? Right here you have this article right here that says from K-Fox that they love you. So it says right here, bro, look at what this article says. This is the first time that more than 15 area agencies or non-governmental organizations collaborated to locate missing children. Who in the hell gave them the power, Anthony, these nonprofits, to go and research unaccompanied minors? That's the job of the government, bro. These activists and these non-governmental organizations, now they're having power to do that. That's quite weird, really.
It's extremely weird, Oscar. These NGOs have total power, and not only that, they're getting millions of dollars in funding from this administration. A lot of people don't know that NGOs don't have, and this is a non-government organizations that I'm referring to, known as NGOs. These NGOs don't have any oversight, any government oversight, seeing what they're spending the money on, what they're doing with the kids that are being brought to them. Now, something that I witnessed the last time that I was out in McAllen, Texas, Oscar, was through this NGO, through this Catholic organization that is down there. And I literally witnessed individual males walking into this migrant facility that this Catholic organization had, walking out with 3 or 4, 14, 15, 16-year-old little girls. These guys literally go in there, and it seems like they pick out who they want to take home, and they pick them out, and then they walk out and they put these kids in their van, and they're gone. Where are they taking these kids? We've been seeing some of these flights, even jumbo jets, Oscar, full of migrant kids. Where are they taking them? These are a lot of kids. 3-4 times a day in El Paso, you have nonstop buses being taken into private tarmacs, Oscar. It's not like they're just at the regular airport anymore. They're putting these kids in jumbo jets, sending them God knows where. And we've also seen some of these jets coming in from places like Dominican Republic, Oscar. It's crazy. And we've been tracking some of these flights, and I encourage y'all to get familiar. And I'm going to do a quick plug for him, Oscar, because he does phenomenal work on the airplanes.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
His name is Monkey Works. I don't even know the guy, but I tell you one thing, that guy has amazing information, and he's doing a great job tracking these jumbo jets that are coming, that are circumventing throughout the U.S. southern border. Oscar, there's just patterns of these flights going back and forth, and then they randomly go land in New Jersey or in Pennsylvania, and then they go back to Dominican Republic. So you guys need to get familiar with what's happening on these jumbo jets. With
now, there's another article that I wanted to share with you, and I'm putting it on the screen right now, Anthony. Before you go, because there's questions of the people that they want to ask. They want to ask you right now what's going on with the flights and all that kind of stuff. But before we get to that, it says panic attacks highlight stress at shelters for migrant kids. This is in El Paso, and I will read a little bit right here. It says the conditions described by a federal volunteer who spent 2 weeks in May at the shelter at Fort Bliss Army Base in El Paso, Texas, highlighted the desperation and stress of thousands of children held at unlicensed, Anthony, this is a key word, unlicensed facility waiting for relatives. This, when you came to Tijuana, we saw a lot of shelters, and you were asking me, hey, are these shelters like they're under the federal government? Did they have their permits? And I told you, no, they're not licensed. They're just renting them. Activists are renting them. I've been telling this to the audience, Anthony. Everything that is happening, and you need to tell them also, everything that is happening right here in Mexico, it is actually happening in the U.S., and people are not waking up about that.
That's right. They are. It is happening in the U.S., and you have the government offering people to take up to 27 individuals at a time at $1,800 per person, Oscar. This is a very, very lucrative business. Up to 27 individuals being housed by one person. Can you imagine that? It's a very lucrative business. I see no end in sight, really. We know Mexico is also building 7 large migrant shelters that are going to be scattered throughout Mexico. And Oscar, let's just take it back to the basics, to the root core of all, to the core of all of this. Oscar, you and I have been talking about this for over 3 years now. What is happening? What is really happening? What's causing this? It's the Compact of Immigration through the United Nations. It doesn't get any clearer than that. With the Compact of Immigration, that basically everybody, it's just free migration with no borders anymore, Oscar.
Anthony, but the philanthropist George Soros, Anthony, The philanthropist.
Now, it is speculated that Joe Biden will be signing into the Compact of Immigration in July. I can't confirm that, but it is being speculated right now. And I really hope that's not the case, because then we would just
That's done.
It would be total chaos, man. I mean, I don't think it would be much different than the situation that we're currently witnessing out here. Out here at the distance, you're gonna see there's two guys out here already kind of staging themselves. I observed them a little while ago on the other side, and it kind of seems like they're trying to dip their little feet, trying to see how deep the water is. I'm pretty sure here in a little while we're gonna see a mass migration movement happening from the other side, coming in through this particular location. Your audience might have seen that viral video of the woman being carried across this river, looking lifeless, totally dehydrated. This is the actual spot where we were at a couple of weeks ago.
That was your work. And one last thing before I let you go, Anthony, because I know that you're going to go live in a few moments. One last thing. A lot of people are asking, what's up with the flights that they're arriving? That's hardcore video. For everybody that is watching, man, my partner is killing it with this work, man. My partner is killing it. He went over there. He confronted these activists. These activists were threatening to hurt him because he was recording how these people were being flied into El Paso and from there distributed. Like it was like the Mecca of distribution. Are there still happening that? And people are asking about buses and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah. So let me try to clarify. I can't see the comments, but I'm going to try to clarify best I can. Okay. These migrants are being spread out throughout the country. They're no longer taking buses. A lot of them are now being put on commercial private jetliners. The big jumbo jets is where they're taking a lot of these people on. And God knows where they're going. Nobody happens to have a concrete answer as to where they're being delivered to, who's overseeing them, who's taking care of them. Okay. El Paso is not only shipping migrants out of El Paso, but we're also receiving migrants. But for El Paso, what I've observed and the times that I have been out there at the airport, we are getting mainly grown males. Adult males is mostly of what El Paso is receiving. We're not really receiving the family units off of the airplanes. In El Paso, we are receiving people getting off planes, but they're mostly males. And another thing that I've caught on camera and we've been able to document, Oscar, is the fact that there are bus loads of children, particularly young women, that are being dropped off on a private tarmac. And
Wow.
The odd behavior of some of these bus drivers after they load up all of these girls on these jetliners, Oscar, and they start taking pictures like this and like flexing in front of the airplane as if they've done and delivered the merchandise, so to speak. And you guys can go back through these videos. It's really, really bizarre behavior, especially from grown men that are supposed to be taking this serious, taking their job serious. The fact that they're literally holding on to people's lives in their hand, and they're, I don't know, it's really odd behavior. But we are shipping tons of migrant children out of El Paso, distributed throughout the country. There's a gentleman, like I was telling you guys, Monkey Works. He's been tracking these jetliners. If you guys are in Brownsville, McAllen, San Antonio, even in Louisiana, you guys need to go to your airports and find out what's happening. Do a little bit of research. Get on the website so you guys can start tracking some of these flights. It's really easy to do, and it doesn't cost you a thing to go out there and check out the private tarmacs and see what kind of activity is happening out there. These people are being shipped out, and I've sent this video repeatedly to mainstream media. I actually have a good source within the mainstream media out there in El Paso, and I told them, dude, I mean, you don't have to use my videos. Go out there yourself and promote it for, yourself, for your mainstream media channel. I'm not going to mention it, but he said, you know what, Anthony, I've asked. They will not touch it. They will not send any of us out there to go and report on this.
It's just sick the way that the media is bought in your country already, Anthony. And I remember a thing when I met you in 2018. You told me one thing. Hey, Oscar, they're cheapening the American dream. They're cheapening the American dream. It's a thing that you have always told me, and I did not get it until like late that year. And I was like, man, they are actually cheapening the American dream. People are not, they don't believe now that the United States of America is a huge accomplishment and it's a gift from God to be migrating into the United States. Now it is something that you just cross the river and that's it. You are taken care of. That is just crazy, bro.
They don't appreciate it, Oscar. I've seen my family go through the struggle of having to learn basic English, basic history on this country as a first generation American. It's really disheartening to see that, because I remember my mom sacrificing time away from us, sacrificing away from family time, having to go to school and educate herself on history of the country so that she had the honor of waving that little flag at the immigration inauguration for her. And now this is what we've come to. Our border patrol basically being used as an Uber patrol. They no longer have any real jurisdiction to make any arrests. All they do is take them in, they load them up in a van, they process them, and then they get released into your community, Oscar.
All right, bro. Well, I love you, bro. Take care of yourself over there in McAllen. You want to before I go, be sure to be watching. Please support independent media. Support my partner. We're people funded, man. We are people funded. We don't depend on mainstream media. So support my partner as he's going to be live the whole day over there in McAllen, Texas, bringing you raw footage of what is really happening. Anthony, what platforms are you going to be live the whole day?
I will be live on my YouTube channel. Also, I encourage you guys, start following us on Rumble. Once we hit 1,000 followers on Rumble, we will start going live off of there. We don't know how much longer YouTube is going to allow us on here, but please follow us on Rumble. That is something that we're working on next, is growing that Rumble channel, because we're able to broadcast to you guys with no censorship and not having to worry about any kind of retribution for speaking the truth. Thank you, guys. God bless y'all. Like we always say, peace and love, everybody. See you guys later.
Always your country first. God bless you, bro. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
You guys. Take care now.
Well, there you have it, people. There you have it. He's live over there in McAllen, Texas. He is he's going to be broadcasting you guys for the whole day over there in McAllen, Texas. And it is it's imperative and it's important for everybody to understand what's really going on. This is a joke, man. How this Biden administration is treating the borders. It is a complete joke. It's just a complete joke, really. And it is so bad that people are not taking this seriously. And when it comes to when it comes to the children, where is the leftists? Where is the Alexandria Ocasios? Where is all these people, man? Where are all these people? Apparently they left. They're nowhere to be seen. And Alejandro Mayorkas had supposedly a agreement. Supposedly, he had an agreement with the International Consular of Mexico, that is Marcelo Ebrard. According to this article that it was released by El Político of Mexico, it says right here, Marcelo Ebrard says that he is he's saying that they have a really good relationship with Mayorkas, having an agreement on economy, on borders, and on migration, on security. Supposedly, this is what what they said. And this article was released by Laura Arreazola. And it says the Secretary of Exterior Relations, Marcelo Ebrard, he said that they had a really fantastic meeting with the Secretary of Security of the United States, Alejandro Mayorkas, that he was in Mexico. And, this is the problem right here. What are you going to do with the enormous child trafficking? That is the number one problem. What are you going to do with the enormous child trafficking? If you have a great relationship, I expect you to be doing something about the enormous child trafficking that is occurring, and the enormous abuse towards women, and the trafficking towards women in Panama, and the trafficking towards women all across Central America and North America. It is just important for these two guys, if they're going to do something about it. They got Operation Sentinel, that, Operation Sentinel, it is brought by Alejandro Mayorkas. And, Alejandro Mayorkas said, I will bring Operation Sentinel. That Operation Sentinel is basically an operation that is going to investigate the NGOs and is going to investigate all these nonprofit organizations, where they're moving their money and where they're getting their money, and ultimately attacking the coyotes and the traffickers. You see this comment that I'm putting on the live feed. It says, I will see you guys in 45 minutes. Let's smash that like button. So he will be live. My partner will be live in McAllen, Texas. So you guys go over there. As soon as we finish this live feed, he will be live. Now, I wanted to also read this last article for you guys. This last article, it is really important for you guys to know, because we have been getting, and I will be putting up a video later on this, this week, of how the Cartel Jalisco New Generation, the CGNG cartel, the United States has designated this cartel as the most dangerous and the most equipped of the world. This is humongous. So if you're designating, let me get this straight. God bless everybody that is joining in. Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link if you guys like to contribute to our work, and if you guys like to contribute to our independent media. Somebody's asking, what is Anthony's last name? Anthony Agüero, Aguero, Agüero. Yes, Anthony Agüero. You can find him as Real Anthony Agüero. You can find him in his public figure page on Facebook and also on YouTube. Let's go back to the article. It says the United States designates the CGNG as one of the most dangerous and more equipped cartels of the world. The Department of Justice, it says, the United States has, advised and said that the cartel CGNG, led by Nemesio Oseguera, better known as El Mencho, it is considered one of the most delinquent, dangerous of the world and more equipped. And they quoted this: El cartel mejor armado de Mexico, the cartel that is more equipped of Mexico, their members, their members, they are confronting of being the most dangerous rivals to every cartel in our country of Mexico. So this is humongous. This is a tweet that it was released by the Justice Department of the United States of America. And it says, United States files a suit against California skilled nurse. Okay, this is another thing. So, this is important for everybody to understand why it is important, because I'm going to release a video, a compilation of videos of interviews with people from Michoacan and Guerrero in our country of Mexico. That those interviews are really important for you guys to understand, that is boots on the ground work, how these people are leaving their land because of the organized crime. I'm always putting this out to tell the United States, hey, this is what is happening over here. Watch out, because this might go over there. So that's my whole point. And ultimately, for people to know how our government is so corrupt and how our borders are not controlled. Like, Joe Biden says that our borders are all of them are controlled. All of them are okay. All of them are perfect. Nothing is going on the other side of the border. So this is extremely important. How this article says the United States designates the CGNG as one of the most dangerous and more equipped cartels of the world. This is holy cow. And you cannot even imagine why Donald Trump was judged, because he wanted to designate a cartel, this kind of cartel, as terrorists, but nobody put attention to him. And now, I have asked this question to all these migrants. What do they think about this organized crime? And they say, they are terrorists, Oscar. They are. Look what they're doing to our lives. Look what they're doing to our homes. Look what they're doing to our families. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and different outlets. Thank you so much for joining in. I had whenever I have Anthony on the live feed, or whenever I'm in his live feed, it's really compatible, our thoughts, because we go together with what we want and what we imagine for our borders and for our security of our borders, man. And he's live right now. He's going to be live in 45 minutes in McAllen, Texas. You guys, please go to his page, support independent media, support his work, share his work so he can get, a lot of views, a lot of people, so he can broadcast the truth about boots on the ground in McAllen, Texas, where there's an enormous influx and enormous irregularities and trafficking of children. And it's open. It's just crazy open. So go over there and support, our partner and colleague, and friend and brother, Anthony Agüero. God bless you all. Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link if you guys like to cooperate and contribute to our work. Thank you so much for contributing to our independent media. Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. Thank you so much. And also our PayPal is on the bottom of the description box. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can follow. And like I say, you can follow my partner, Anthony Agüero. You can follow Ben Bergquam, the Real America's Voice News. Download the app, Roku.com. And also you can follow Will Johnson at Unite America First at his program at YouTube. And it's called Let's Talk About It. Follow him. And also follow Sarah Carter's show, Miss Sarah Carter, journalist. Follow her as she has been killing it with these interviews, man. Miss Sarah Carter, phenomenal and authentic journalist and a great lady. Follow her also, and you can follow me at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, and also Rumble. God bless you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Viva Mexico, y por siempre Mexico, and God bless the United States of America. And like we always say, people, peace and love, because always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and yeah. Good thing, Sarah, this canyon right here.
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.